right, update. This is our shed. It's a storage shed. It's a long story. We've kind of been through it recently, but we had some trespassers. All of our stuff so far laying there, a tractor. We had chainsaws and generators and equipment behind the tractor just out in the weather all the time. And we've always needed a shed, and that was the original purpose. Building was a shed. And we called the county, and under 200 square feet, it's unpermitted. So it's 180 square feet. And this is the entrance to our shed. It's still not done. The interior is not done, but we got the cedar. It's Class A, fire resistant cedar reclaimed off a Tahoe house, and the windows. The doors are metal. The roof is metal. We got the live edge here. Our neighbor has a sawmill, and he milled that for us. And our good friend Jeremiah with Mountain to Sea Construction is putting it all together and cut this live edge trim everywhere around the bottom and under all the windows, which I'll show you in a minute, and built these stairs. So this is the entrance to our shed. I'll just open this. So everything is safe now. This is going to be an interior wall. We just stuffed it all in here for now. Then I'll go around to the other entrances. We have a little hangout area. Since we could go 180 square feet, we didn't need that much shed space, and we only want to build one building once. We have a little porta potty, so I'll walk around and show you that. Windows look out at a view of the rocks. Up there, over there. We've got solar, and right now we just leaned them on the building. They're going to go on the roof. It's a metal roof, and we need help with that, just mounting them. A roofer or a solar guy. But under these, that's what he's done. Live edge, it's very pretty. All the knots and branches. But for now, the panels are blocking it. Here's another view. We have another window going in up here, but it's custom made. But from the inside, it gives you a view of that. And that's where the sun sets, so we're adding a little window there. This is our Starlink, which is also going to go on the roof, but in the meantime, we needed to use it. So, like I said, we need help mounting that stuff. Here's the creek. We cantilevered the deck out over it. We didn't impact the creek at all. Reinforced the foundation way over there. Again, live edge on the steps. Very cool. Live edge on our deck. This has been milled down. This, we have a little sitting area out here. That's a Dutch door, which is really cool. Always wanted one. Another metal door to the bathroom. I call it a bathroom, but really it's a porta potty. It's a porta potty. And very sanitary. It's called a Lavio. It's battery operated, and it you can Google it, but it's a pretty amazing little unit, self-contained. And then we got this. We're gonna put this is a water tank from an RV. We're just gonna have a little bit of water, enough to have a sink. This will be our bathroom area with an outside entrance, so we can lock up the rest of the building, but people can use the bathroom. We're painting the doors. These two metal doors that are white right now are going to be red to match the roof. And then this is the little hangout area, but it has a purpose. So the rest of our story, well, I'll tell you about this first. We had a friend that's a real stonemason, and he actually took these rocks and chiseled them to fit like old school and made a hearth for this wood stove, which we also need help hooking up the chimney. We haven't got the ceiling in yet, but then we're going to have a stovepipe. But this stove is a modern stove, so it's very efficient. It has the wood stove here, and that's an oven. It stays clean. It just gets hot from the residual heat. And this is the actual burner. We had to do a test burn outside to cure the paint. So that'll be our wood stove. There's our window. We're going to add a window in this little spot because the view, you can't quite see. Like I said, prettiest view is from up there. So we were building this. We asked the county for permission, and they red tagged it and said you're in violation with the planning department, saying we need to have a primary residence on the property before you can ever build a single outbuilding. And that isn't going to happen for, a few years. That's a major expense. So we went and met with them and discovered that it doesn't have to be a primary residence. It can be any kind of primary use. They just don't want people buying land to put on tiny houses or sheds and then living in them, renting them out without some kind of primary use. And when we found out the word use, I said, what other uses are there? And one of those uses, anything from churches to writing academies, things we would obviously be a lot more involved than even building a house. But one of the uses was agriculture, and we can't plant anything. All of our property is vertical, except the floodplain, so obviously we can't plant there either. But one thing that turns out is agriculture is beekeeping. This is our new business. We are going into the beekeeping honey business, honey and wax. We went to beekeepers, Great Basin beekeepers. We found out Carson City is Bee City USA. They're promoting them. There's all kinds of incentives with the county. And we're going to build trails on these hills. There's going to be a trail. Actually trailhead will be right behind the tractor, and it'll cut across here. And it's going to be a trail that goes around our land over to the waterfall. But we're going to have an offshoot on that trail that cuts across this hillside and right on this slope so that they aren't near us. But they're near the creek, they're near all the foliage. There's a lot of willow, a lot of sage, mule's ear, just tons of natural. We've seen bees here. We know there's already colonies in this valley. And we'll need to bear proof it because we have a bear here, so bears and honey. We talked to a bear lady to set up an electric security fencing for the hives, and that's our next project. So anybody that's into beekeeping, we are looking for a mentor. One guy in the club said he's going to be doing queen propagation, which is very uncommon and I guess kind of challenging, but he went to a conference. He's got some experience. He happens to be from Scotland. And his name is Red. He's going to possibly use our land for that. But anyway, that's an update on our little project.